Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another Crosskeys match. Tonight we have a 2-in-1 match between fcoughlin and Flipheal. I have TJ Maelstrom here on comms. He'll be with you the whole time. And I got Be Liberal here to help him out for at least a little bit while we wait for Blink Forge to make his comms debut tonight. So be nice. Be nice. First time. Be nice, chat. I'm looking at you. Be nice.
You could be mean to me. I can handle it. I can take it.
There you go. So I'm going to hand you off to them so they can talk, and I'm going to go push buttons. Bye.
All right, fine. I'm talking now. I got the mic now. It's me. Hi, Bye Liberal. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I can also take any brunt of criticism as well, because once Blankford shows up, I will just be becoming a viewer again, and I can go to sleep, and you guys can blame me for anything bad that happens.
Come on. Don't be a lightning rod. Nobody likes a lightning rod. Except skyscrapers, maybe? I don't know.
Anything that needs protection.
I guess.
Farms in Stardew Valley.
Yeah, I think the general consensus on lightning rods is kind of neutral. Overall neutral. Sure.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see this matchup between Flipheal and fcoughlin starting in here soon. This is going to be good. This is 2-1 matchup, correct?
Yeah, that was what they said.
Yes. I was checking them earlier, so I'm pretty sure it was 2-1.
I'm going to have to go and believe them. Yeah, so I'm expecting this would be pretty good. Flipheal, by the way, is going crazy with these races. He's done like at least 2 of these today. I know he was on Restream. Yeah, I know he was on Restream earlier today. I was just watching a race with him in it. So yeah, are we off?
Oh my goodness! Like okay. Same game?
Well, not the same. No, obviously not.
But no. But just streaming a bunch of different randos?
No. It was Zelda randomizer.
Okay.
I think it might have been a different. It was definitely a different tournament, but yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Flipheal's like, nope. He's backing up, saying, "No, please don't yellow card me." You had a little bit of a false start there. No. We're gonna get started.
Getting a little itchy.
Yes, and we're off. I think officially. Right? Yes.
All right, we're getting a safe start both sides. Half magic, nice.
That's a good start. Not bad.
Yeah. Definitely. Getting that early is just it's a nice safety measure to have.
No deviation in the starting here. Just go on straight right.
Maybe they know something we don't know.
I mean, they shouldn't. we know literally everything that they do right now.
It's a vanilla drop down there.
Yeah. Well, that's boring.
Maybe this isn't even rando.
Oh, maybe. Oh, there it is. T-minus 40 seconds, everybody. See who gets out first. Who gets out first?
I saw Tom roll the seat. He used the command. He used the right command.
Okay. So it's definitely made by the robots then. Okay.
Vanilla Link House. Oh.
Well, Link's house is always vanilla in Crosskeys. Oh, come on. You were doing a bit. Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez, I can't wait for you to leave. No, I don't mean that.
No. It's okay. If I am to believe Blankforge is that he spent time earlier today standing in a mirror practicing, is this even rando? Rando?
Well, missed that opportunity. What are you doing? Pick that up! Oh my god, I can't. Not again with this. I can't handle the not getting the money right now. I mean, whatever. At least we have plenty of money. It's fine.
We have our first randomized, our restreamer relieved that we've seen our first randomized entrance.
I think so, yeah, that's true. It's a lumberjack with a piece of cloth on it. So far, nothing really exciting has popped up yet. No interesting entrances, no interesting items. I mean, I guess half magic is pretty cool. But we're still we're still farming around for resources, notably bombs. which is primarily the reason we have money in the first place.
Yeah.
I think Flipheal wants
we
that.
kind of need that.
I think Flipheal wants that map. He understands that knowledge is power.
Yeah.
And the Desert Palace here for Coughlin.
Thank you so much, Liberal. Sorry for being late. Traffic and all.
It's fashionably late. It's fine. I appreciate you volunteering, and welcome to your debut on comms.
Hello. Thank you. It's great to be here, and it's great to have such an awesome commentary team with TJ. I'm not gonna lie. One of my favorite commentators. Have we run into Johnny Two Bombs yet?
Not yet. No, we haven't even run into regular ordinary bombs yet.
Oh, well, that's good. Oh, we're only 3 minutes into this. Excellent.
Barely, yeah.
Well,
there you go. All right, we got them. All right.
We got them on Coughlin's side, and we finally got one on the 50-50 bushes over at Flipheal, huh?
Yeah, he's struggling over there.
Oh,
struggling
excellent. I'll leave you guys to it. Have a good night, and good luck. Have fun, everybody.
All right. Thanks, brother. Bro. Be well. Have a great night.
Thank you again. Have a great night.
You're welcome. Bye.
All right. Welcome in, Blank Forge. How you doing?
Oh, borderline fabulous. It's going to be a great rando. Except for the fact that we seem to, nothing seems lit up on our tracker.
Nothing yet. We barely scratched the surface here. We found some.
Seems like we got plenty of money and plenty of arrows.
Oh, yeah. There's been nothing but arrows. Bottle on the race game over there. Can't get it yet.
Well, who knows? Maybe we can find a connector here soon, but I doubt they're going to take him with the lack
I ain't exactly going gaga over a bottle right now. There's 4 of them. One will pop up somewhere, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So, did anybody do a Sank start?
Yes, they both did Sank start into Houlihan, into Link's house, into Hyrule Castle, and got nothing out of it.
Well, we have a hammer-locked well, so that's going to be a fun. It's going to be a fun adventure later.
It's better than an Aga 1 locked well. I'll tell you that.
Oh no! Climbs are fun. Climbs are entertaining.
Climbs are fun. It's the keys that are the problem.
That is very true.
You know it, and I know it.
I assume you already did a breakdown of what Crosskeys is for the new people in the audience?
Actually, no. If you can go ahead and do that while I go ahead and keep track of where everything is, then yeah, that'd be fine.
So this is a Crosskeys match. We're in the middle of a Crosskeys tournament. If you haven't watched any, these are wonderful. So they take the... essentially what a randomizer is they have taken all of the items that are scattered throughout the wonderful world of Hyrule and shoved them into a bag, shook that bag, and then redistributed all these items. There is a logic to beat it. That logic is sometimes very annoying, but it is technically there. And one of the extra added pieces is we have added keys to it. So you may find a key to Ganon's Tower sitting on race game. Well, not this race game, but probably in the dig game. Or, you can find it pretty much anywhere. The other thing that has been changed is any entrance you go to in the overworld. Hey, look at that cape. Any entrance you go to in the overworld will result in a random entrance somewhere. And Flipheal gets a really excellent Moldorm cave, or Paradox cave.
That's a pretty big bag, by the way, that all the items get shoveled in. All right, so to just give a quick recap of what we saw here, we saw our Lumberjack is the magic bat. We won't know if we need that. That is Paradox Cave we just saw that Flipheal came out of, and a Ganon's Tower that Coughlin has found in the Lost Woods, and Ganon at the Lost Woods drop down. So that's a pretty friendly opening here. Flipheal should probably buy those bombs in that shop, I think. I would. I don't know how scarce these resources are, but it's fine. Whatever. We got pretty scarce on keys, by the way.
Yes, indeed. Coughlin has 0 according to this. But he does have the one GT key. Okay.
We got a few.
Hey, bomb shop lets us know that Swamp Palace and the Flippers and Dam are all required, as well as Misery Mire.
This has been a pretty unexciting opening, although the mirror has some pretty interesting logical implications. We haven't found many connectors. We did find a desert palace. Our connectors have been mostly dry and light world oriented, although Flipheal did find that paradox connector. Opted not to go through it. Speaking of opting not to go through, not going into that Eastern Palace.
Not dipping Eastern with no bow?
Oh,
Are we stealing a key from Desert Palace?
We are borrowing. I always say, I don't know if we're just going to go right ahead and use that, but I'm of the opinion that when I see that, it's better to have it than to not have it.
That's fair. That's fair, because you very well could find it along the way. I was going to laugh if it was that bottle vendor, but
Yeah.
you know,
Spicy.
That's French vanilla, is it not?
It's close enough, sure.
Yeah,
You can call it that. Yeah, I did not get a bead on what that dark entrance was. Couldn't quite figure it out. There's a castle tower key right off the bat. That's a pun. See, because bat is it lumberjack?
Hey!
Don't. Please don't. It's not worth celebrating. That's our first big key, and it's borderline useless.
That's the fetch quest big key right there.
Yeah, it's the thing you want to see before you go into the dungeon key. So not too terrible.
It saves from an orphaning, and
yeah.
You know, some races can come down to just what checks have been orphaned and what they're coming back to for.
Crosskeys does that a lot. It's definitely a mode where it's like, how do you spend certain keys in certain places when you find them?
Very true. Very true.
So now that Flipheal and Coughlin have found that lamp, we might be able to get a better look at that dark connector over here. Although I think Flipheal is going to travel northward into Lost Woods. I don't know where Coughlin's plans are, but he's coming from that direction, so they're kind of doing crisscross, wibbly wobbly thing here. Okay, so that was the Mount Cave, the back of the Mount Cave. Okay, I kind of figured since I heard bats right away.
So both players are opting to grab that key for the just-in-case moments.
Yeah.
And Flipheal's taking the death to get the refill of hearts. At a quarter heart, that wasn't a bad idea.
Yeah, we don't know when we're going to take any connectors out of here, but yeah, he's just finding entrances right now.
Maps are important in this mode of racing because we don't always know what our crystals are going to be. And there are often times where you're going to be like, hey, this is a pendant dungeon. I have better stuff to do.
Honestly, sometimes you don't want to know because it kind of affects your decision-making a little bit. And this is a nice, interesting bridge to find with the mirror right now. This gives us some certain Eastern Death Mountain access, as well as access to... the only access to Mimic Cave here. I appreciate Flipheal getting all that money right now. Again, we don't know how scarce resources are.
Very true, and it's never too early to save for the scamming fish.
Which one? The one that costs money, I assume.
Yeah. The other one, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm conning him because I'm throwing in a rock and I'm getting, flippers or...
That's why I throw in a bush, because it's softer.
I'm always worried that, like, if he's sleeping, the bush isn't going to wake him up.
That was a really nice cape to avoid damage there. Oh my god.
Finally spending some of those resources on bombs, just not in the store.
God damn. What do we got? Skull Woods. Okay. Link to the past in the curious case of the two early dungeons. Sheesh. At least we have a mirror.
Well, we have both of the back end dungeons of the two that require back end.
It's true. Desert Palace. Oh my god, that's a hammer. Okay, that's crazy. I mean, it's not crazy. It's a pretty normal. It's all right. It's a $10 check in a $2 dungeon. I'll put it that way. Don't die. Don't let these squirrels steal your egg roll. All right, we're done here. All right. All right, now we can probably explore a little bit in earnest now that Kakariko is done.
Hotel Mario.
I don't know if I like that location. Seems too exotic.
Well, he's the absolute reason we have Crosskeys.
Yeah.
He didn't want to mow his lawn, so he moved.
I wonder if Flipheal is going to the other end of the Paradox Cave here. No, he's got a hammer. What's he doing with the hammer? The well. The well. Yep. Okay.
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Ice Palace over at the Witch's Hut. You know, classic Houlihan would have found that right away. Just saying.
Yeah. Too early dungeons. All right. I don't know when Coughlin is going to get that hammer. There's some big money. Flipheal does not have to worry about stuff. Pod key, e pluribus unum. All right, not very much to speak about in the well, but a pod key is a pod key. Eventually, Coughlin is going to come up across that hammer because there's probably many ways to that area of the mountaintop.
Absolutely, and especially if he's going to come, he is taking that key for all that it's worth.
Flipheal is really short on bombs here. He's going to have to really clutch this out, and whenever these things are not being cooperative.
So, does Bombos? Oh, no sword.
No sword.
Never
no
mind.
sword. Yeah.
This is a tight window.
Just drop it. There you go. We got it. We got a twofer.
Oh, I missed what was coming out of Super Bunny Cave.
Not a lot. I think just some money. There you go. We got it. Whew. All right. Well, go buy bombs at your earliest convenience there. See, this is why you see that bomb shop, you buy them. You buy them. That is not a good connector. That is not a good connector at all. That is a terrible, terrible waste of time connector.
However, getting that blue mail for fcoughlin, that's a good get after the mirror.
Yeah, you always want to see the mirror first before you get armor upgrades. All right, Flipheal's going to find this desert palace.
Comes out at Swamp Palace. And you know what? That key was not worth those items.
No, it pretty much tells me, well, we have a map for Desert Palace. So I think I saw it as a crystal.
Our trackers are that's what they've tracked as well.
Yeah, if you get an early key and there's nothing in there, chances are it's a crystal. Now this will be Sahasrara for Flipheal, nothing gained here. And Coughlin making a run back at Kakariko, probably gonna
Also
check out
going for the well.
The well.
No,
Well,
he didn't
no,
have the hammer yet.
Yeah, he's gonna check out some of these connectors here that are left behind. Maybe even go into Eastern Palace. I don't know. I'm not really comfortable going into Eastern Palace right here, right now. It's Sphere 1. It's early as heck, but here's the thing. I've got a mirror and like a billion. Will you buy bombs, please? A mirror and like a billion connectors. I'm gonna want to check some of them out.
We have two of the most frugal of racers today.
Like, you got all this money. What are you doing with it? Huh? What are you doing with this money? Not spending it? You almost ran out of bombs, man. Jeez. I don't know. I complain about this kind of thing a lot. I do. I probably shouldn't. I sound like a jerk.
So now the reality is, what connector is he going to take and where is he going to lead him?
I don't know, but I don't think Coughlin found this. He opted to take the connector off of Sahasrara's hut and didn't pull the dam.
Ooh, that's right. So, but I agree. Like dipping Eastern this early is it's a gamble. If you had something like boots that makes it a little easier to navigate through, sure. And of course, if you have a bow, then apparently that's like number one want.
Well, you're also gonna need the key to get through if you have the bow. Otherwise, you know.
Yep, you'll only make it so
Yeah.
far.
So both racers have opted to isolate Flute 5 spot. They're kind of playing a little footloose and fancy free with their entrances here. But then again, we got like Kakariko has like 1 billion entrances.
You know, that's some good city management. Put the smiths with the lumberjack. You know, it keeps all your blue collar folks together.
You might say that, but you know, imagine the air quality in the woodlands. You got to think about that.
Yeah, that's fair, especially because we're cutting down trees, so we're not exactly making it clean air.
Exactly. It's actually poor city management. At least I think so. That's my opinion. You don't want to consolidate all your workers. You got to respect your zones. Why are we talking about this? Anyway.
The economics of Hyrule are very important.
Sure. Now, Flipheal could possibly use this hammer to hit up some of the left side here.
Especially picking up that key.
Well, the only way is to pick up that key. You mean you can pick up this key coming up here. That'll get it done. Oh, nice. See, look at this. How many bottles are we going to see in places that we can't get? Yeah, we're going to sequence break a little bit. This is going to be a little tough without a sword. But I think Flipheal has a plan.
All right, so we are heading over to the Ice Rod area. Have we been here on Flipheal's side?
No, we have not. All right, Flipheal gets bomb jump number 1. He's got to be very careful about this. Only has 1 shot at this. And bingo. Okay, now we can't get hit inside this room, but maybe just activate the cape. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ow. What? Okay.
And
all right, so just
while he's in there.
So just happy birthday, Flipheal. Okay.
So now that's going to be sequence broke until we have boots or hookshot, right?
No, that is hard hookshot locked, logically.
Okay.
Yeah. So expect the hookshot to appear somewhere soon.
Oh, it's in Eastern.
I wouldn't be surprised at all. We are running out of things to find. But man, that early hammer for Flipheal has really given him the early lead here.
So that's a solid sequence break that paid off for Flipheal. Coughlin is doing a sequence break right now. Let's see if we can get a little logic on his side, or a little logic skip on his side.
Could be.
So when we talk about sequence breaks, it's essentially what is outside the logic of the game, using little different tips and tricks and different methodologies that have been approved that go around the logic. But you'll never find things that are required behind their requiring. So you'll never find flippers at the guy under the bridge. You'll never find the hammer behind the hammer, kind of thing.
It's as long as since that was such a substantial find on Flipheal's side, he knows that the hookshot is probably in a earlier sphere.
Mm-hmm.
So since we have a lot of connectors, that's going to be a little tricky to find, and I don't really know how likely Coughlin is going to be able to find anything coming up on this end of the spectrum here. Going down a rabbit hole that is a little bit questionable. Not the right word, but
well, he does have the cape.
Yeah,
so
I'm not talking about the difficulty of the check here. I'm talking about, we know there's a hammer and a hookshot out there somewhere early. We know the hammer is. We don't know where the hookshot is, but we know it leads directly to the Moon Pearl via the hammer.
That's true.
And we have this mirror for a very specific reason, and obviously one of those reasons is the hammer. So I'd be more inclined to explore what's out there right now versus what we shouldn't be doing. But
Like you were saying, it does look like Eastern probably is one of our last few options that has a lot of viable checks.
I think it's one of the only ones, but I can't really say that for sure because of all the untapped entrances we have. All the untapped connectors that we have. We still have another side out of Paradox Cave. I think we have two dark rooms that we didn't explore, and that even though we do have a lamp. There's, I think, another exit out of Desert Palace we haven't seen.
Left side?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And an entire entrance over in the Eastern Palace area, which both players have skipped.
Right, Flute 5, you were saying that.
Yeah, so I'm not willing to go ahead and call for Eastern Palace just yet. Didn't Coughlin just do Ice Rod Cave? I think he did, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah.
He did Ice Rod Cave and the bad side of Ice Rod Cave.
Mm-hmm.
With no glove, we can't pick up them rocks yet.
No. It's one of those things that you hate to have to go to early because it's so far out of the way, and then if you don't have a glove, you do leave something behind. All right, we're going to get another look at the desert here.
I think we're headed to that left side entrance.
Mm-hmm. Flipheal is thinking about it. And he knows this is not in logic because he can't get in without that sword.
Well, and swords do be aplenty quite often.
True. He knows he's not going to... Well, he might... It's a very slim chance the hookshot could be here. But there'd have to be another sword somewhere.
Exactly. Well, that's an entrance for him.
Yeah, Desert
yeah.
Palace leads to Desert Palace. That's great. Okay. Nice shovel.
I think he's headed over to that Flute 5 section now, isn't he? Coughlin, I mean.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what else there. Okay, he didn't go to Eastern Palace yet, so he hasn't seen the dam.
Oh, that's right. He connected through Saha.
Yeah. So he'll probably do those both.
So if we do find a hook shot here in Ice Palace, that does mean that there's another sword floating out there that is not hammer locked.
Yeah, or fire rod. It could be a number of things. I mean, we can speculate till the cows come home. We won't know what it is until we see it. But more than likely, I think we'll just find a hook shot somewhere on the on wherever the correct path is. We're not going to see a bomb jump because we have no intention of beating this dungeon. It would be crazy if we found a glove in here, though. That would kind of throw the whole thing off for Flipheal.
Bombo's getting its work in over here.
Yeah, Flipheal knows he doesn't have very many bombs left, so opting for the lower effort, more impactful thing.
Well, the early half magic really helps, make that an easier choice. Flute 5 being the hookshot cave.
Well, there's another connector for us to go through.
And though Coughlin doesn't know it, early hookshot being predicted, that's a pretty solid knowledge to have.
It's also a little out of the way. All right, so there's a sword inside Ice Palace. Okay, so it's probably not the answer. Probably not. But now we have some access to the greater Dark World here.
So are there, besides checks that would be randomized through entrances, are there any surface world checks that you can make from this side being a bunny?
If you find hammer pegs, sure. That's just an item cave you can just walk around and go through. There's also Sick Kid if you have a bottle, but we don't, so that's out of the question. Coughlin is thinking about where he wants to go. I don't think Skullwood sequence break is a really great idea Right now, we have no keys for it. You could get stuck in there.
Mm-hmm.
But he's going anyway. All right. What I would do here is I would drop a portal right over here in front. So that way I can just death warp and walk back here. Oh my god, it's a mushroom. Sheesh.
Fetching for the fetching.
It's the second cross keys today that I've commentated that I've seen a mushroom in that spot.
Ooh.
If it leads to mitts, I quit.
It's all right. I'll run this thing solo. It's my first time. Sure.
There we go. All right, this is our first look at this connector. Coughlin setting up a death warp for this spot. I won't have to worry about Skullwood. It's easily connectable. That is dumb. That is dumb. That is a dumb connector that I hate. And I think it's stupid. So Flipheal finds the one connector that matters, like right off the bat, and then the next 7 haven't mattered at all.
Well, as a racer, do you ever get caught in an OODA loop where like you catch a good connector, a gamble, and then you're like, does it ever make you more apt to take more connectors?
Honestly, the fewer connectors I have to take, the better off I usually am. An early mirror is kind of a problem for this reason exactly. You know, they can... Like, we see the Moon Pearl logic. We don't know the Moon Pearl logic. It could be so convoluted it hurts. Like, Flipheal has obviously broken it.
Right.
But with this many connectors and access to the mirror, I'm just groaning. I don't want to deal with this.
Because anything could drop you near the pyramid, and that gives you entrances through the top of the castle because of the mirror. Yeah.
I'm usually okay with a connector or two. I can handle it, you know. If I see a connector in an unusual spot, maybe I'll take it. If it's a one, okay, these bottles. Okay, these bottles are crazy. But let me see, how many connectors have we found here? Let's see. We have 2 doors outside of Desert Palace, so that's 2. Well, I'll count Desert Palace as one whole connector. So Desert Palace, we have Paradox Cave, we have the back of Death Mountain, we have the Death Mountain Return Cave, we have Super Bunny Cave, Hookshot Cave.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm missing 1 or 2. But there's a lot. There are a lot of connectors.
Well, we haven't found the normal old man rescue, right?
No, we have not seen that yet. Which could be another thing, by the way. That's another thing that could be useful for us right now in the Dark World. Here's yet another connector.
Brothers, yep.
Yeah, and Flipheal is not going to take it. But that's in the Dark World, so.
But having not taken it, that other side could be somewhere on the mountain.
Yeah. There's Hammer Bases. That is our logical bottle. Well, we have another logical bottle. It's on Race Game.
Do we have access to that though?
We do. We go in front of the on the ledge where the
right. We can go down south from where Coughlin's at right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so right now other logical entrances are the Race Game west exit,
mm-hmm.
K45. So those are in the light world.
Okay, yes, because he could make it to Coughlin could make it to 45 and near onto the ledge.
Yeah, and Flipheal's about to get there too. And here's yet another connector. So that's some other thing that we could do if Coughlin chooses, and maybe All right, so that hasn't traveled very far. But that's not what we need.
And I think Coplin just remembered what is on race game because he's not taking the bait.
Yeah, 2 bottles is plenty. All right, so Flipheal is checking the item, not taking the connector. Coughlin might take this. No, Coughlin is not taking this. Coughlin's going to check K45, then maybe. Maybe. Mind you, Coughlin is...
What was the entrance that had the back of Skull Woods in it?
Where we found our hammer?
Yeah.
So, okay. Paradox Cave leads to the Turtle Rock west and east ledge. Then you mirror on the west end, drop down into Death Mountain east, and then Skullwoods is in the Paradox Cave entrance.
That's right. Okay,
Yeah.
That is a hard chain.
It is. It's kind of incredibly fortunate that Flipheal landed that first. You have to take the lower connector outside of Paradox Cave. So it's a small miracle he managed to get it. And let's see what Flipheal is getting that Coughlin is isolating here. Nothing. All right, won't have to worry about it. So this is the dumb connector that sucks and is stupid and I hate. I think was one of them. There were several of those.
From being on the spectator side, there are often times where I'm just amazed I get to actually see what's going on in the dark rooms. Because generally it's, I can see him quick swapping items, but other than that, I got nothing.
You can pretty much sometimes tell what cave you're in by when you hear the bats. Okay,
and there's one that has a drop down, which is Old Man Rescue, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, that's instantly what that is. If you drop off, you can hear it, and yeah. Whew, this is exhausting.
Cape coming into play here on Flipheal's side.
Oh,
and finds the back of Skull Woods.
Oh, Modon.
So just like when Coupling went through here, none of that is in sequence. And I believe Coplin over on Coplin's side, none of this is in sequence because we don't have a glove or a flipper, correct?
No, Zora is not a logical check right now, no.
Wait, did he bunny over to somewhere and mirror?
To Coughlin? No, Flipheal has the Moon Pearl.
Right, but Coughlin, I mean, when he bunnies, is there a way to bunny over and mirror into Zora's area?
Not via the bunny. I think this was just found himself in the light world and just opted to stay.
Gotcha.
Okay, that flute is huge.
Wow, that is a non-scam.
Yeah, finally, all this sequence breaking is paid off for Coughlin.
I would pay 500 rupees to never sit in traffic again.
Yeah, that's worth the money. Sometimes Zora is worth the money. This is one of those times. So that gives us access to Death Mountain area for who knows what.
But again, it's not in logic because of no glove, no flippers.
I don't think Coughlin cares. I mean, here's the thing. You can now have easy access to that the other side of the mountain cave, right? So wherever that is where I think our only untaken connector goes, which is probably going to have the hook shot somewhere.
Or, and I'm just throwing this out there, somewhere in Eastern.
I forgot all about Eastern Palace. Forgot all about it. Yeah, Sphere 1 Eastern is pretty dangerous because it's such a crapshoot whether or not this connector is dumb. There's so many dumb connectors. This is Desert Palace West, guaranteed. Guaranteed, Desert Palace West, guaranteed. Okay, that's nutty.
Umber Ledge.
That's nutty. That's kind of nutty. I like this. That connector never leads anywhere, but this is kind of cool. Do we have anything here? Do it. Just do it. Just do it. Bet.
So now we also have a way onto the mountain.
Still not in logic, by the way, because we got here via the flute.
To quote TJ Maelstrom, I don't think Coughlin cares.
I don't think Coughlin cares, no. But he was going to do this anyway, so it's saving some time. There it is, right there. All right. Drop him off. What do we get? Heart piece. But we have access to that. We have access to that save and quit location.
That vanilla save and quit location.
Wow, that's
that's
okay.
All 3 vanillas, right?
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. I've never had that happen before. That's great. I played hundreds of Crosskeys seeds. I've never seen all 3 starting locations vanilla before. That's hilarious. All right, but that makes Death Mountain in logic, by the way. This is a really bad location for Palace of Darkness. And also not a great time to find it. We only have 1 key. We have no bow. This is kind of in an inconvenient spot. Let's see what Flipheal opts to do here.
Meanwhile, Coughlin's exploring the top of the mountain.
I'm just going to spend that 1 key. There will be more. I wonder if you have to have that hammer first to get onto the East Death Mountain, and then jump into. No, I can't imagine. No. Really? No. Well, let's see what this key is. It's starting to look like Eastern Palace. It really is.
And I mean, just from being a spectator, I believe this is a runner's worst nightmare, because the psychological effect is, did the opponent dip Eastern?
No. That Never Easterns club is pretty big. All right, so now I'm pretty sure there must be a hook shot inside Eastern Palace now. Nice use of the fairy from Flipheal.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
I was never aware of that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how you use your bottle. You just have to use the bottle, and then that triggers that. It doesn't matter how. A fairy can do it.
So for those who are confused, on the Flipheal side, there is a technique you can use where you use a bottle and it unlocks your screen. So the screen is not locked to the room, it's locked to the person. And you can then move the mimics off screen, and it unlocks the door, thinking there's nobody in there.
Oh
no.
That's a poorly placed portal. But he did come out with flippers. What is Coughlin's plan? I guess this was something he wanted to revisit. Oh, it's Hyrule Castle. Okay.
Ooh.
Another logical location.
Connector.
Conjunction, junction. What's that function? Man, dating myself
Messing
with that.
up,
Holy crap.
Driving us crazy.
That's good. Way to play off that.
But fairy does not reset your state.
No, just exit. Just exit, find the light world, and come back in.
And Ganon Sour.
There
look
we go.
at
There we
that.
go. Okay, so
Desert East finally coming in clutch. Usually it's such a frustrating thing to find.
yeah, this could have the hook shot. I think Flipheal is going into Eastern Palace now. We're gonna see what is where. Convoluted versus simple.
Well, we do have that the sewers key already.
I don't remember
So-
where we got that.
I believe it was either from a chest or a person, or maybe found loose.
Right, but I just don't know if it was behind. I guess we'll see. First check, hook shot. No. Okay. If it was laser bridge, then yeah, that's
I think
not
it
something
was.
we have. Then it's not something we have logical access to. So again, looking like Eastern Palace.
Very well could be. We've already gotten our $20 find. And I want to say that's the math. Oh, look at
There it
that.
is. There it is, right there. Dangerous, dangerous Sphere 1 Eastern Palace.
And so now that brings Flipheal mostly in logic, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe Flipheal is entirely in logic now.
Okay.
That hookshot has gotten us our Moon Pearl. And that Moon Pearl has gotten us everywhere else that Flipheal has been.
Very true.
The only thing not in logic from Flipheal is the flippers. Which is bow locked.
Right. Okay, yes. I was thinking he had something that wasn't right, but yeah, that's what it is. It's the flippers that are bow locked.
Yeah. So Flipheal is kind of taking a pretty big lead here. Has the hammer, has the hook shot, has already gotten the Moon Pearl out of Ganon's Tower, has flippers from Palace of Darkness.
And most importantly, has already turned in the mushroom, which is obviously the big thing to beating Ganon.
We did see the magic shop somewhere, didn't we?
We did see it, but I don't think we saw it after the turn in.
No, it's on Dark Death Mountain on the other side. Lower end of the Spiral Cave. Spiral Cave exit. That 8 bomb stun prize is going to come in a bit handy since bombs have otherwise been kind of scarce.
Well, there's a big fear about purchasing bombs. I don't know what it is.
Apparently, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Uh-oh, Tower Hera small.
Hera small.
Flipheal coming out with the pod big key out of the other last chest in Eastern. And Flipheal's going to see that this is vanilla.
And Castle Left dropped us out of TR front.
Okay, so this is pretty good for Coughlin, who will probably finally get this hammer. The big key on the floating island. There you go. Get those bombs.
A library item that we'll probably never see again.
Yeah. King's Tomb.
King's Tomb.
Yep. Another GT
Buried
small.
with a key to GT. So, does this make Link the original Tomb Raider if he goes in the King's Tomb?
I don't know. You ever play Pitfall?
That's fair. I
Yeah.
think that came out a couple of days beforehand. Definitely first in gator jumping.
Oh, there's
Rain
Swamp Palace.
Swamp Palace.
Right below the bumper cave that Flipheal did not do.
And with no flippers, we can't even get that first check. Hey, earns his money back on the chess game.
Flipheal is going to be very aggravated when he sees what this is. And Coughlin is finally going to get
All
this
right.
hammer. It's a much simpler logic chain than this.
Yeah.
Yeah, just take a
That's been
connector
disappointing.
and get here the easy way.
So now we are armed with a little more solid of a weapon over on Coughlin's side.
Indeed. Now we'll just have to get to Eastern Palace.
Which getting the hammer does open up a couple of more things for him, most of which he's already seen, I believe. Because he saw a hammer house, because he mirrored through that.
Yeah. But we have our launch pad here. Dude, why are you doing this? You know where this goes. Oh, maybe he didn't scout us after the lamp.
That's very possible.
Yeah. Or maybe he forgot he had the flute. All right, he's going to get this.
That does bring him right back to Eastern.
Yeah. I'd imagine GT comes right after this. Oh my God, really? Wow. All right. Sure.
You're right that Eastern last group is strong.
Yeah. I have left. I do Sphere 1 Eastern. Oh, he's in the well first. Okay.
That makes sense. It's a solid 4 checks or 5 checks, and you know, it's now easily available and logically sound.
Flipheal's gonna find Swamp Palace here. Get 1 check. Or not. Yeah. Or yes.
Just remembering he has the flippers and goes,
yes.
oh yeah.
Like, wait. Oh yeah. I got the flipper. That logic. Big Smoky. Okay, it's a big key. It's Misery Mire.
Big key to Mire. Still don't know where that is, but there's plenty of entrances to find it in.
That key is wicked cursed, by the way. It's never in a good spot. Whoa. That dead rock got hit 4 times. Just money.
I'm not sure that's legal, but we gave away the mushroom for money. Desert Ledge, not really equaling anything that good.
No. But I think Coughlin is going to go through the lower end of this Paradox Cave and realize just how earlier he could have had that hammer. Just how much earlier that hammer could have been. Flipheal is going to do this Skullwoods with the lamp here. There you go. Use Ether. Ooh, yeah.
More
Wait for the
bombs.
hand. There you go. Wait for that hand. Light him up. I love being able to do this with the lamp.
So we are he's gonna take on Mothra.
Mothra.
Mothula?
Yeah,
Mothula.
Mothra is King of the Monsters, Godzilla.
Yes. How dare I get those confused? I mean, one's a giant moth and the other's a huge moth. Size makes all the difference in the world. At least with moths.
Also, Mothra's one of the good guys. Most of the time.
Shows what I know. See. I'm the people from the King of Monsters era that's like, oh no, they're all evil. They must be all evil. Hey, we're finally going into Eastern.
I wonder if Coughlin will bail after that hook shot, but maybe not. Kind of want to see him get that pot big.
Well, you know, you're already in it.
Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean you have to stay. Well, the name Mothula does imply that there are other vampire moths.
I would believe that if Mothula healed after hurting us. Or maybe it just takes some time.
I mean, Mothula does explode violently.
And, you know, I'm told from certain genres that vampires are very flammable.
Castlevania?
Dracula 2000. I think.
Okay.
I don't know. There's been enough There's enough vampire lore that I'm convinced that vampires are not actually allergic to garlic, that they are just seasoning their food. Oh no, he put on garlic. How scary.
All right, so Coughlin is not getting that Eastern Pod big key, but will instead.
Nope, you're right. He did dip out.
We're going to Hookshot Cave, which is a smart decision actually. But Hookshot also opens up more of Ganon's Tower for us, and I hope Coughlin remembers that.
Especially having Hookshot and Hammer.
Mm-hmm. As well as a billion GT Smalls. That's a glove.
And a glove. That might drive him a little further away from GT, only because now he's got so many extra options of things he can get into.
I mean, maybe? Like, this connector is going to put maybe in the vicinity? It's close-ish. It's like North Dark World. It's Dark Chapel that comes out of. So if the pathing is correct, could mirror into the forest, although he's deviating south, so I don't know.
And we're seeing that Flipheal is also he's going in, but he does not have that high roll key.
No, but with the hook shot, glove is accessible, and I don't think there was very much back there. Yeah, this is one of the this is one of the things that the glove is opening up, is this set of checks here.
That's true.
Which I think the glove locked is the only thing he hasn't seen yet. Yeah. What we got? What is it? It's Turtle Rock West.
So with one Turtle Rock key coming in from west, does that take us to Laser Bridge?
No, we still need Samaria to even think about that.
Oh, that's true.
And we also need the big key to get through the door. So no, it doesn't. This doesn't get us anything more than one logical check. Because this lava chest is locked by 4. And Coughlin is not even opting to.
He's not even getting that Pokies key.
Yeah. But we've already seen Laser Bridge. Laser Bridge is Turtle Rock back is at the Waterfall Ferry, right south of Zora.
Oh, that's right. So getting the flippers would make that a logical check.
Yeah, which we need a bow for. We either need flippers or Samaria and 3 Turtle Rock keys, I want to say.
Key logic is something, I've watched Crosskeys for about 3 years now, and key logic is still something that absolutely eludes me.
There are things that I try not to think about, like Ice Palace key logic, but there's a few golden rules out there. For instance, for Palace of Darkness, 1, 4, and 6,
right,
are the logical implication that the keys have. Desert Palace, just the 1. Thieves Town is interesting. The small key puts the entire dungeon in logic, but it logically locks the attic and the big chest. Buyer keys, 3 locks the fire lock side, 1 locks the switches. Obviously, Swamp Palace is pretty easy.
Just the 1.
Yeah. Likewise with Tower of Hera.
It's the Swamp Palace is the Bizarro of keys, because the big key really doesn't do anything, and the small key opens the whole dungeon.
Yeah. I'm not fully versed in my Ganon's Tower key logic. I know a few things about it. Like, I know this side is...
I know that the fire bar room requires a bunch.
Yeah, it's all of them.
Yeah.
That's 4 key locked. And there's the Moon Pearl for Coughlin and his first sword. And we can go a little bit further in here with that hook shot. Flipheal's doing Hera Basement.
That's an interesting play, but I mean, he should be able to full clear Hera and never have to come back here again.
I don't know if Flipheal got the Hera big. I know Coughlin has it. I think they both found different Hera keys.
Well, I thought the Hera big was okay, because he's got it on his tracker, and I thought, didn't we just get the Hera big?
I don't remember. That's right. Hera big was in that room that Coughlin just found. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's located. Okay.
Thankfully, we have our secondary commentators called Chat. They're there to help us with that.
Yeah. Shout out to our trackers too.
Absolutely, and you know what? If ever you like what you see here, you can go ahead and give both these racers a follow. It's hard for me to remember that it's follow because I often watch the VODs on YouTube, and so for me, I'm like, what's a follow? I mean, I can subscribe, but heaven knows, I don't know how to follow on YouTube.
Nice boomerang. All right, so Tower of Hera kind of empty here. Likewise with the rest of this GT. I mean, the randomizer room I think is one of those that require a lot of GT small keys. So usually you don't see very much in that.
True.
We don't have a GT big, so we can't get this big chest. So Coughlin is going to leave it behind. And this fight's kind of annoying without a bow. But we do have Burna and half magic, so we'll be fine.
And he doesn't have a boomerang. Like, that's always a good fight. Ice Armos with boomerang.
God, it's so boring. If you think Aka 1 is boring, holy smokes.
So Flipheal picking up another crystal and 20 rupees for his troubles. But he also gets to leave with the solid feeling of never having to come back into Hera.
Indeed. Just got it all done.
Excellent work on Ice Armos.
I would have waited for them to move. That's another sword. Like the other one was in Ice Palace?
Yep, we had 2 in GT and 1 in Ice Palace so far.
Coughlin could do that Ice Palace now. Maybe I should start calling him Fred. His name is Fred. F stands for Fred.
F stands for Fred. Got it.
He's colloquially known as Fred in the community. So.
All right. Chat is right. Ike here in chat is right. He is going to... Flipheal is headed to Hookshot Cave, where he'll find that glove.
Yeah.
And we're still collecting money on Fred's side. Not really sure what for.
I think he was doing
I don't think he knew that tier prize, actually.
No, I think he was fishing for magic. This is a big key. I don't know what big key it is, but if it's GT, I'm going to be a bit annoyed. Okay, it's Turtle Rock.
DR, okay.
Yeah. So now that gives us 1 extra check in Turtle Rock.
So you're able to get to the big chest from the laser eyes door.
No, the big chest is locked by an entrance. You can get to the Crystal Roller Room.
Oh, gotcha. That's the check.
Fred is not doing that Misery Mire, not even dipping it. And nothing in Spike Cave today. He's going to find Tower of Hera here momentarily.
And I wouldn't put it past him to do the full dungeon as well. I mean, you have everything you need for it.
Mm-hmm. Does not want that map. Don't blame him. Sometimes lack of knowledge is power.
I've seen plenty of runners decide I'm going to hold off on this dungeon because it's a pendant where it has a really necessary item.
Indeed.
And so it can be a blessing, it could be a curse.
I mean, the later you go on a Crosskey seed, the more prevalent this becomes. Like earlier, you just kind of don't care. So I'm trying to figure out what we need, but we don't have a lot of information about our crystal pendants. We have a lot of crystal knowledge, but not a lot of pendant knowledge. Of the dungeons that are left, we have 2 more pendants, and they're Eastern Palace, Palace of Darkness, Thieves Town, and Turtle Rock. There's a chance we might not need either rod to get us through this seed, which would be wild.
That would be crazy.
Yeah.
But just crazy enough that it might work.
Mm.
So, finding nothing of solid interest in pod entrance.
Mm-hmm. Did you see how Flipheal got there? Because I kind of missed that.
I did not. I was focusing on how Fcoughlin was getting into Hera.
Mm-hmm.
Fred, sorry.
Ah, okay. Just a regular Dark World jaunt.
And we've got Aga.
We have 1 key, so we can get both items in here.
And it was Magic Bat that was underneath Lumberjack, right?
Yeah, we have no boots. Don't think
We have no boots. We have no powder.
No.
I
I don't expect either player to really go gaga over that. There's plenty to do before that becomes a problem.
Absolutely.
I'd be very interested to know where this swamp, how the small key is. That dungeon is kind of standing out, just like sitting out in the open, ready to be done, but it's not ready to be entered yet. Oh, there's the kid. Just an insurance co-payment.
Everything's coming up red rupee for for Flipheal right now.
There's a lot of them. This is the only way to do this check. Otherwise, I can't stand this. Ugh.
So, Fred picking up his first crystal, also over at Hera. And where is he fluting off to?
Back to Hookshot Cave? Or just, no, Dark World. Okay.
Yep. Probably about to go ahead and follow suit with what Flipheal just did with the pod entrance.
Opting not to do Spike Cave, but he does have a flute. So that's a quick jaunt back. And also, there was nothing in there. So, buying himself some time back. Uh-oh.
And there is Samaria on Pyramid. Oh.
Well, that's Misery Mire right there, which is one of our reds. So Fred has scouted that on Dark Death Mountain. I don't think Flipheal has. Both of them had that big key. Like this. I think maybe Fred Coughlin has it, but I don't know about Flipheal. I don't remember. I remember saying that key is cursed when he got it. It wasn't too long ago.
That's true. I don't think Coughlin got it. I think it was Flipheal.
Yeah, maybe.
So
no,
far,
yeah, Flipheal has it. Flipheal has it.
Yeah. Was that the item in Swamp?
Yes.
Oh,
yes, you're right. That is
that up. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Good call there. I'm getting old. My memory's going.
Well, this being my first time commenting on a race, normally I never have to worry about where things were. The people on the TV tell me.
Yeah. Although you did get my reference earlier, so you might be just as old as I. All right, this is going to put Flipheal on route to get that flute, which has been Fred's only advantage so far, which is about to go away. Homie, just use Bombos. It would have been done by now if you used Bombos. All right. Fine.
I mean, the magic's there.
Yeah.
All right, so
People
check out Oh, go ahead.
People are so scared of the time it takes to use the medallions.
I mean, it does require a set time of investment, time investment, but
well, sure, but so does waiting for guards to line up. Oh my goodness, that's Mitch. And Flipheal is about to get the flute too. Yeah, this thing just blew wide open.
Yeah, there's not much he can't do except for a couple of bonk rocks. So here's one of those that I agree with you on this. Like if you have cape, just tap it on. But maybe it's something runners just are so used to it.
Yeah, I'm one of those not used to cape people. Sometimes I'm conservative about my magic.
But a little bit of magic could have saved a death right there. But I'm merely a spectator. I don't even know how hard that trick is.
It's not that hard. It's a rather easy one.
I will say I did do the beginner rando. Like you can find it at the you can find it on the website, and I don't think I subbed 2 hours. I think it took me about 8 before I finally made it to Ganon.
8 hours?
I never said I was good at playing the game. I'm great at watching the game.
I don't think Flipheal has scouted the East and West yet. All right, he's opting not to do it. Which is fine because
we know what we're gonna get.
Yeah, gotta get that flute, right? And Fred has given us our first look at the ramparts of Hyrule Castle.
No, Flipheal actually did poke his head up here earlier.
Oh, okay. Our second look at it.
But it was just as uneventful when Flipheal did it as when Fred did it.
Yeah. Maybe I should start paying attention.
I wasn't going to say it, but I just mean, hey,
All right. Well, there's the flute for Flipheal. Probably rolling his eyes saying, I could have gotten that a long time ago, but when do you really get the Zora and the Crosskeys?
Whenever a connector drops you there.
Yeah. All right, so that gives us access to the Misery Mire area.
Which, for all these connectors that we have seen, we have yet to see one drop us off in Mire.
Yeah, so it's locked. It's probably locked by that flute.
Is this our first time seeing Back-A-Sank?
No, Fred did it earlier with the Hyrule Castle small key.
That's true. That's true.
But Flipheal might push to Dark Cross from this area. It looks like he is. I don't remember there being anything in here.
I think it was the $20 special.
Statistically, you're right.
And Fred getting his set of mitts.
Yeah, so that puts him into the Mire area as well. We going back into TR? No, we're going just hitting up that flute.
Yeah, he can't make it in there. He'd have to activate some sort of big flipper situation.
That's right. I continuously forget that he has not gotten the flippers out of pod yet. Hasn't even found pod yet, which actually might work out in his favor.
And this is our first look at Meyer, where we see we can get in there.
Mm.
I mean, it looked like ether.
It is either.
These runners, they're so quick sometimes.
Yeah, it was definitely a lightning bolt. You got info about Eastern Palace, so that I don't know if we're going to map check anytime soon. I'm a little concerned about that Palace of Darkness big key inside Eastern Palace that Fred didn't pick up earlier. It's going to take a very specific set of circumstances to get him back there.
I'm assuming a bow and a big key.
To Eastern Palace specifically, yes.
Yeah.
There's a gas station. Nothing doing here. So far, this entire area seems like kind of a dud.
That's true, but we
Yeah,
have a set of rock lifters, and we've got some nice rocks on the right hand side to lift.
It looks like the seed is kind of pushing us into Palace of Darkness, but without a bow, Flippers doesn't do anything. Logically, but there might just be a bow inside of Palace of Darkness itself.
There has to be a pod key, of course.
In pod, there doesn't have to be a thing.
Oh man, no. I mean, statistically, I don't know how statistics work, but sure, statistically.
You know, my last 3 seeds, I haven't seen a pod key in pod, even though there's a pod. Oh yeah, Misery Mire is a thing, and Flipheal is just charging right in. No, but Flipheal can full clear this. Yeah, Fred has not done this. Yeah, this will. I think this takes him right above. Yeah, right at the Turtle Rock back exit. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so it drops him off the safety exit. Excellent.
Are we gonna take Bumper Cave? We are.
But he's already seen where this comes out.
I don't think he has.
Because he was the first one to do it.
No, that
was the other side. That was the dark.
Yeah, that was definitely Flipheal. Yeah, or else he would not have done that.
I was thinking the dark bumper.
There's a Desert Small, which is logically locked by 3 Meyer keys, to which we only have 1.
And there's rock solid game knowledge, knowing that full magic is there.
It'd be a problem if it wasn't. I'll tell you that. Especially when you don't have half magic coming in. You wouldn't be able to do this entire set of checks. It would make this entire thing really that much more annoying. I think Fred is on his way to get to Palace of Darkness. Unless this distracts him from it. No. Okay.
No. All right. So cutscene chest incoming. $20.
He's gonna get 1 check here in Turtle Rock. All right. So I don't know what that Desert Key does for us beyond give us access to completing Desert Palace once we get that big key. Actually, I do know. Like, Fred did it earlier, and it didn't amount to anything.
It was a suit of armor and a fond farewell.
A big key to Thieves Town. We haven't seen Thieves Town yet.
In fact, I think that's the only dungeon we haven't seen.
I think you're right. We haven't seen the east entrance of Turtle Rock.
Okay.
Which is, the same dungeon, but, the point stands.
That's the one with the big chest.
Yes.
It's hard when you've watched enough Cross Keys. At this point, I can't tell you some things that are vanilla that a younger me knew for certain that was in that chest. We got another mire on Flip's side.
Yeah, it's the kind you really don't want to see that. It's useless. Yeah, Flipheal's going to get that last chest via the hook shot. Save a little time.
Absolutely.
Love it. All right,
we're gonna get King's Tomb over here. Or no, what do you call that again?
Graveyard Ledge. This is Palace of Darkness.
Ledge.
Still no bow, but we know flippers are in here. Fred did not. He did not get the big key to this dungeon in Eastern Palace.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. But it might not matter. I guess we'll see.
Well, and he is coming in here with a couple more keys than Flip did when he came.
Yeah. So we're gonna get a lot more of this dungeon done.
And I'm beginning to run out of ideas on where we're finding a bow.
I think there might have to be one in here.
Because we can do hammer pegs at this point, and if that's Johnny Two Bombs, that's a good amount of checks.
Yeah, I think Hype Cave is the only place. I think the only item dense location we haven't found.
Did we find Mini Moldorn?
Yeah, we did. Remember, Fred had a lot of trouble with bombs in there.
Oh, I thought that was Paradox.
No, that was I might be seed bleeding in my commentary here.
Well, we are finding some more pieces of heart.
Yeah, this pod stinks.
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. 15. Okay, thank you.
Bit of a bad angle on Fred's side for the bomb jump.
Mm-hmm.
But turns out there is a capability of doing it again.
All right, that's a clear mire for Flipheal. Only found the Thieves Town big key, and we don't know where Thieves Town is.
But it did give him half of the 5-6 crystals that we need for bomb.
Yeah, we need the Swamp Small before we can get that. There we go, gets the bomb jump done. I guess Smith Chain is also a thing. Now, yeah.
Now that we have bits, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now that we found Glove, what are we going to do with it? Oh, it's the boots.
Oh, boots.
Ooh, that's 6 key lock. That is filthy.
You know, I will say this. Every time Fred loses his advantage, it's not too long before he picks up an item that's going to help him back.
Ugh, gross boots. These boots are super gross. Yeah, that is disgusting. I hate it. I hate it. At least it's in the accessible 6 key spot. You know, the one you can sequence break. What key was that? What was that just now?
That was a small to ice.
Okay. That's another thing that we can do, by the way. That is green pendant, but neither player has opted to finish that dungeon.
You know, we do have the capability of beating it.
Yeah. You gotta phrase it like that, though.
You know, it seems like a very viable option.
Thank you.
So we found a small key to TR. Well, this is stuff that we found earlier on Flip's side.
Yeah.
So speaking of Flip, we have the flippers on both ends now.
It's true. There's Mini Moldorm Cave. I definitely was seed bleeding earlier. That was
Thank
definitely
goodness, because I was like, am I mislabeling things in my head? Everybody calls it Paradox Cave, but no, that's the real mini Moldorm Cave to me.
Wow, that cave was trash.
Very compass heavy. Very compass heavy.
That cave was trash. I don't think we're gonna find a bow here, though, since this is very flipper locked. Unless this is a connector, which probably isn't such a thing. We've seen them all. It's Johnny Two Bombs. Wow, there's like 10 things here.
And at least one of them is useful.
At least one of them is useful. And that makes sense now why we didn't see a bow and pod. There you go. 10 things, one of them useful. I think I saw Turtle Rock as a crystal just now.
Man, I was watching Fred in Turtle Rock, and I missed that map check completely. That's all right, because we have some excellent trackers on point that are helping keeping everybody informed. And Flip gets Thieves Town small keys, so that is going to have some implication.
Yeah, that leads for a full clear for Thieves Town.
The mystery dungeon that we still have yet to find.
Yeah, where the hell is that?
It's vanilla.
God. Are you serious?
Is this even randomized?
What the heck is going on today? No, Fred doesn't have this key. He has a small
vanilla
key.
Starts, vanilla Thieves.
Yeah. Might be a bow in here. There's a book. Okay, cool. That's annoying. It's really annoying.
That really opens up 2 more checks because we've already seen the entrance to Desert Palace.
Yes, indeed. Vanilla Thieves Town. Phenomenal with this scene. That's where.
Well, what strikes me as odd is how long we've been able to access this.
That is true, but our Moon Pearl was kind of evasive for a while, logically speaking. Anyway, like Flipheal just pulled it like, "Hey, I got this thing." Out of logic. Screw you, Eastern Palace. These chain chomps. Really? There we go. And nothing burger. Oh, we knew that was just a nothing burger.
Excuse me, but I didn't know you could push that side.
You can push either side, yeah.
I just assumed whoever built that dungeon was left-handed and always built it that way.
It's big hands.
So we're gonna dig up yet another. I believe this was what, a $20 bill.
Yep. H. This check has been brought to you by the letter H.
For Hyrule.
For Hyrule. For hot garbage.
And we're gonna start that Smith chain out.
Indubitably.
Gotta bring him all the way up to the Lumberjacks. Flipheal just came out of Hammer Pegs.
Yeah, it occurs to me that Fred didn't do that spiral cave there, but or maybe he did. Oh. Let's see, the Smith. Where was the Smith? Lumberjacks. That's right.
Yes.
Yes.
Where we were talking about poor city planning.
That's right. I remember now. Air quality and all that.
Indubitably.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like both of these. Looks like both of these toads are going out for a world tour.
I think Fred remembered he had the book out of Thieves Town there. Is now going to check Bombo's tablet.
Which could be our arrows.
Could be.
Or bow. The other part of the bow and arrow. Oh,
There
it is.
It is. It definitely is. So now our flippers are very much in logic. And the Eastern Palace Big Key just got a lot more important, too.
Absolutely. And, earlier you were talking about not having knowledge is probably more important than having knowledge.
Uh-huh.
At this point, knowing that Eastern's a pendant, because we do, but Fred doesn't, that might give him the incentive to dip in there.
Yeah.
Although Pot is also a pendant.
Oh, so it's not that important then. Oh, it might be. I don't know. Depends on what's in that chest.
And it also depends on what Helmosaur is holding.
Well, we have seen neither rod yet. I'm very curious. I need to know where the Swamp Small is. I need to know. It's very important.
So what is the worst case scenario for the Swamp Small?
That it's here in Thieves Town.
Oh, no. Worst case scenario.
Yeah, let me explain why.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Because the Misery Mire Big Key is in Swamp Palace, right? Now, pretty sure Fred is looking for that big key before we're going back to Misery Mire, which is where the Thieves Town Big Key is. So I don't think Fred's going back to Swamp Palace anytime soon. Granted, he can get the Thieves Town Big Key by just dipping Mire without the Misery Mire Big Key. So there's that. But I don't expect them to go back without that key.
Very interesting. Man,
Yeah.
I was going to come up with something completely unimaginative compared to that. I was like, oh, it's behind Green Pendant or some, simple answer.
Maybe. I don't know. It could still be an Ice Palace. That's another bad one. But I'm just kind of trying to get into the heads of runners here, because, Fred does know where Swamp Palace is. He does know where Misery Mire is, and he doesn't look like he's in a rush to get back to either. And both of those places have important big keys in them. That is not an important big key. Right? Right? Oh, that might be an important big key. That might be important.
Well, it's one of those, it's all about what checks get left behind.
Yeah, it's not what you do, it's when you do it.
Yeah.
There has been nothing but cheeseburgers in this Thieves Town.
All the good stuff was already stolen.
Yeah, right? I mean, it's Thieves Town, right?
Exactly.
You notice did you ever notice what's not in Thieves Town?
Thieves?
Thank you. You see? They all absconded with the stuff.
I mean, Blind stuck around. But I can't think of anything that Blind has actually stolen.
That's true. Thieves Town is neither has thieves nor is a town. Discuss.
Yeah. It's definitely not a town, but I will say Blind's hideout. I think Blind isn't so much a thief as much as a hoarder.
Maybe you're right, but if all your hoarding is Quake, then I don't want to know you. Well, that's nevertheless another crystal for Flipheal. And I think that despawns the Smith.
Yep, he went home.
Yeah. Well, he didn't go home. Went back to his hidey hole.
Oh, that's true. That's true. He leapfrogged back over those heavy stones.
Indeed.
Yes, so the crystal counts as a follower. And you can only have one follower. And
because I think in the vanilla game it spawns the crystal cutscenes with the maidens. That's probably why.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Oh, blind. Never mind. It's blind. Blind did it. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I was overthinking it again. Thanks, Ike here.
You know, there's no I in team. I think we were overthinking it.
I think we're both right here. It's just he was more right.
You are technically correct.
That's kind of correct.
That was a good bird kill on Flip's side.
Yeah, it's very
That bird
narrow.
is that bird is a killer.
It's a very narrow shot. 10 checks, one thing potentially useful. All it may unlock is the boots, for which we don't know if they're even useful. Actually, no! Hey! I'm gonna have words with Fred about that. That's my boy right there.
I have a feeling just you being here was exactly why that happened.
That's my boy. Yeah. I'm annoyed. That dude has never done anything but give away free stuff for, I don't know, 30-something years.
And the amount of times he's given away 3 bombs to people who need bombs. I'm just saying. He's been very helpful. Flipheal about to pick up his bug net.
Annette.
Annette. I don't think I met her.
Annette Funicello?
I mean, like, I imagine every cello player is fun.
Oh, Annette Funicello, the Mouseketeer. Whenever she would come on the screen, in the original Mouseketeer, she'd go, ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba, Annette! Really dating myself.
TV, back when they made TV without color.
Yeah, exactly. I am very old.
So we are going to get I believe we can get a deeper look into GT, but we can't get the big chest still. Or is actually this, with 3 keys, are we still going to get just the checks that we've already had?
Yep. Nothing new. Flipheal has already seen them. Actually, Flipheal can do the right side. He can do tile room. And then maybe sequence break the rest of it. With a very convoluted series of lamp things.
But he won't be able to get any of the items on the climb or the big chest because he did not pick up the big key.
No, because the big key's behind purple chest, and he didn't go that far. Fred already got everything in
He
here.
refuses to turn that smith in. Oh, wait, he did turn the smith in.
Yeah, he did that. That was the whole thing about the net. Yeah.
Yeah. Annette? I don't think I met her.
Does Fred have the Ice Palace big key? He doesn't need to hit the switch for them. That's fine. It's an option. You do you, homie.
I believe we're going to see one of the tricks that I have never been able to figure out.
No? So you want to get yourself halfway through the door, and then I don't have time to explain it.
Exactly.
Yeah. You get yourself halfway through. You want to place yourself partially inside the doorway, and then catch yourself on the wall. Then drop a Samaria block while you're on the wall, and then hold downwards in order to push yourself through both the wall and the block at the same time. You just do the thing.
And
yeah.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly why I really appreciated watching.
Yeah, it's you do the one thing with the item, and then you do the controller thing, and then the controller thing messes with the item thing, and then the thing goes through the wall, and then you're on the other side, and voila! You know, it's step 1, draw a circle. Step 2, draw the rest of the owl.
I will say, when I figured out how to do diver down, I was thoroughly satisfied with my life and said, "This is the limit. I'm not moving forward from here."
Diver down is a little tricky because there's a very specific way you have to exit the stairs in the water. And this ice palace is really a nothing burger too.
It's very bare. I've waited. I've been building up excitement for the next item and the next item, and it's just I'm not. It ain't nothing yet.
Nothing yet. But baby.
Yes, that is exactly what I've seen. Nothing yet.
Well, here's something you're never gonna forget.
Hook-shotted. Wait, you still don't have that big key? Oh, he does have the.
He does have it, yeah.
You know what he doesn't have the big key for is Meyer, and both of them are eyeball monsters, and you know, dungeons and order. They could be any order.
All right, so let's see how far Flipheal goes in this pathway here.
As Fred goes ahead and takes on Cold Stare.
It's a good thing you got that tempered sword. Makes this fight a lot easier. Nice and clean.
That's a quick Cold Stare. And a big key to Skull Woods coming out of Tile Room. Fire locked by fire. Who would have thought?
Everybody expected that.
To be fair, I really expected the green pendant to drop the fire rod. Not gonna lie, like a delayed gratification fire lock and fire.
All right, so that's one of our mystery rods. We just need an ice rod now. And the other thing we're missing is a Swamp Palace small key.
I think
which we may see here, actually.
He's turning that pendant in right away for that single arrow.
All right, so in order for this to... Okay. Spike is on the left side. This should be fine. It's going to be close. Got through. Nice. Nice job. Nice job.
I had a little trouble with that one. I was holding my breath.
It's a very tight window to do that, especially without boots.
No boots. Oh. It gets us 4 solid checks.
3 swords in GT, you say?
Good. Yes.
3 swords in GT. Cool. All right. Well, Fred is going to get that key. It may push himself to the big chest and might climb after this. All right, what else does Fire Rod open up? Couple of checks in Turtle Rock. I think that's it, though.
Yeah, because we've seen the back of Skullwood's entrance.
We've seen Mothula itself.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, sequence breakable, but we've seen it. It was nothing.
Which, granted, Fred might be able to. Fred will be able to do that naturally instead of sequence breaking.
Yeah. So those would be much faster for him.
So, TJ, I see that he is not losing any magic using that cape.
Yeah. If you hold on to an item while cape is active, just don't lose magic. I don't know why. Just this game is coated with spaghetti. There's the Skullwood's big key and the Skullwood's big chest.
$20.
It's just nothing. This is... Where's the Swamp Small? I think that and the Ice Rod are the last things we need.
You are? Yeah. In fact, I believe that's exactly what would put us into go mode. So, the question now becomes, is Castle Tower the item that we need, and something else we need is behind Magic Bat?
There's really no way to tell.
There's literally one way to tell, and that's finding the castle key. And
all right, so Fred is opting to leave GT. That big chest is very isolated. That climb is possible.
Because he didn't find anything else revealing in GT.
No, just the skull was Big Kiefer, which we already saw was nothing.
Flipheal is quickly escorting this chest as opposed to how he handled the Smith.
Yeah, he's gonna get a bow, which.
Well,
now that
he's going to get a bow if he stops and gets the tablet.
I mean, that's why he's in the Dark World, I'd assume. Otherwise, what's the point?
Actually, he's going left to sideways. Oh, he
Yeah.
never scummed the key,
Right.
so he's going to pick up the blue mail.
This is where Fred Coughlin had problems with the bombs. Not Mini Moldrum Cave. There's a desert palace, Big. I forgot we needed that, too. Shot us the humbug.
So, that's trapped away behind Ice Palace entrance.
Mm-hmm.
For Flipheal, is that do you see him heading that way anytime in the future?
Absolutely, yeah. It's a very simple check to get to. It's
there's a flute spot right to there, isn't there?
Yeah, you just go right into the water and it's there. It's
Fred forgetting that he already took that key. Picked up the pot to take it anyway.
Yeah, it's been a while. So that's what's referred to as Humbug's rule. Is when you have Titan's Mid flippers and a flute, just go right to Ice Palace entrance. For some reason, probably the same reason that there's a fire rod behind Bombos a lot, like that particular check, Ice Palace, is a lot of the times important. I assume it's named after Humbug. I don't know why it's named after Humbug, but hey, like I just call it like I see it, all right? Yes, wall kicks, I know, okay? People assign weird names to things.
I mean, it's
want
also
to call me out. I didn't make this up.
Figuratively basic knowledge that it's the Humbug rule.
I didn't name it. All right. Jeez.
I am curious as to who names some of the things. Like, what is
like Specky Clip?
Yes. Hula-hanning, that's classic history knowledge for Zelda.
Yeah. That was in Nintendo Power, that thing.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the story of K45. I think that's a terrific story. But no, some of the techniques and some of the moves, I'm often wondering, like, who came up with Diver Down?
Is that the stats? Oh, okay. That's Alesco with Smokey. All right. I think Diver Down's the name of a movie.
Okay. I will believe you. Alright, so Flipheal is getting these checks that we saw from Fred earlier. I believe these were buckets of nothing.
And boots. Buckets of nothing and boots.
Yes, he's about to get the boots by sequence breaking. But we'll also get to see that big chest, which we weren't able to see on Fred's side.
That is true. As well as these other 6 keylock things.
Yeah, I saw him pick up the $5 rupee, or 5 rupee, the blue rupee. And all I can think to myself is, I'm not sure if that's 4 times as bad as not finding a 20, or is it like a quarter
Is that...
of
Oh, okay. Oh,
real.
I don't know how to feel about that. I hate it. I think I hate it. Yeah, I hate it. That's how I feel about it. I hate that key.
You know how I knew you would hate it?
Because it's Castle Tower and I hate it.
Well, as a spectator, I
Uh-huh.
loved seeing that. I thought that is brilliant. Let's hide Swamp Small now on Magic Bat. Although we don't have a powder on Flipheal's side.
No. Flipheal is flip-flopping about whether or not he wants to finish this Palace of Darkness and just not doing it. Okay. So we still have an Ice Rod at large, and we have a Swamp Palace Small Key at large.
Yes. Do we need the 4th TR key to get to Twin Roba? Or not Twin Roba. I promise I've watched
Trinex?
Trinex, yes.
No, the back of Turtle Rock Laser Bridge is at the Waterfall Ferry. All we need is 1 key to get that dungeon done.
Excellent.
I mean, logically, you need 4. Logically. But practically, only 1.
So, him not getting the pod big key out of Eastern, depending
All right.
on what happens with these Castle Tower keys, could
So
be
this is
the
gonna-
game breaker.
This is going to be a very interesting sequence for Fred right now. He's going to find Meyer big here. Okay? Now, this is a pet check. Okay. We are running out of things. We are very much running out of things. We have a GT climb. We have this.
A small key for TR.
It's logically a pedestal seed. How about that? Logically a pedestal seed. We'll be here all night. I mean, we're not going to do it, no. But
I mean, if that were the case, depending on what's on Magic Bat, that would make this possibly an Oops All Dungeon seed.
yeah, we're climbing. This has to be a climb. Yep.
What is our final drop down?
Lumberjack? I think it's Lumberjack.
Okay. I was sitting there racking my brain for a second, and I'm like, no, I would have seen it like in the first few minutes of the seed, like we would have gotten this, and then I recalled I was late.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm pretty sure it's Lumberjack. It's definitely not nothing. Because we have a vanilla fairy cave. We've seen Uncle.
Okay.
We've seen the well. We know where Ganon is. We have Magic Bat.
So yeah, that's exactly what that defines.
Yeah. Pretty sure this is Lumberjack. And this is Misery Meyer. So he's going to get Thieves Town big. And then do Thieves Town.
Mm-hmm.
And then probably climb GT because I think that's all we'll have left.
Yeah, that's the only thing he doesn't have, like, minor orphaned items left with.
Mm-hmm. Well, there is one more thing. There is Helmasaur, which Flipheal opted not to do.
And Fred also didn't do, but I would be surprised if he went that direction with no big key.
Nah. Well, Fred can't do it. Flipheal opted not to do it.
Well, that's what I was saying. I mean, I would be surprised.
Pretty sure whatever we need is just going to be up here. Oh, actually, there is Turtle Rock. There are 2 checks at Turtle Rock. I think Fred did that, didn't he? Somebody did that.
Which checks?
The Firelock Turtle Rock checks.
Did he?
Maybe. Like I said, I'm bleeding. This is why I shouldn't do commentary twice.
I don't think he has, because you know, that's the Samaria pad with the hook shot, quick. Yeah.
I'm definitely bleeding my other comp. Earlier today, I did a Crosskeys. Ice Rod was in that, so definitely bleeding. Let's see what's here. Small. Oh, pod small. Uh-oh. Oh. If that's all you find here, do you go back for Helmosaur? I think
At that point,
so.
you'd have to. I mean, if everything is leading you to pod,
I think
I mean,
so. There's the ice rod.
there's
Okay.
the ice rod. So with their powers combined, they can be Trinex.
Flipheal does
And-
not have the fire rod, no.
Well, I said with their powers combined.
Right.
Yeah.
Where did Fred find that?
Fire Lock and Fire.
That's right, Ice Palace.
Not
Talked
just
about
Ice
that.
Palace, the last check.
Yeah,
of Ice
on
Palace.
Cold Stare, yeah. I did, yeah.
You know, it is sometimes it's confusing because they're both blue right now, but one of them will find red mail eventually, or maybe not. I oftentimes get confused when I'm watching these streams on which one is which, because I will stare at one going, man, I've never seen Zelda not use the Phoenix Wright guy. And mind you, there's another screen just to the left that has a guy who looks like Phoenix Wright.
I've been using the same sprite for like 7 years now. I'm looking to change, but I have yet to find one I actually like. All right, let's see what this drop down is.
I thought it was Flipheal, but somebody I've seen uses like the cursor and the invisible sprite. I don't recall what that racer's name was, but it would drive the
perfect.
Oh, such a climb for such an item.
Well, we got a nice run out of it, so not a total wash.
That's absolutely true. And we're going to get a mire cleanup over here. Where did we find the second bow?
Yeah, I thought that's a good question. Where did that come from? Land Mollusk? Okay. How did I not notice that?
You know what? I think it was because we were watching a Lambos 2 fight.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't feel. I got to be honest. I don't feel like I'm at the top of my game right now. I feel like I'm kind of messing up.
You know, I feel like this is I feel like this is the first time I've ever commentated on a race.
Has it really? No.
That's
Get
what it feels
out.
like.
Really? Is it? It's not. Is it?
Oh, it actually is, dude.
Oh, come on! Wow. All right, you're doing fine.
I mean,
I couldn't tell.
I was more worried about when I was thinking about this earlier. I was more worried about fanboy gushing and being like, "Oh, I've seen these people on TV." And now, and you, oh yeah, you as well. Yes. Oh, of course. But you know, the important thing is that there are so many of these streams that go. I almost wasn't able to make this, and only having one commentator would have been terrible. So if any of you out there are listening, and you're thinking, man, I would love to volunteer, there's a Discord channel just for you.
Yeah, we could always use more volunteers. Always, always, always. Where the hell is the swamp? It has to be Turtle Rock. No, it doesn't have to be Turtle Rock.
It can be on the CT climb.
Oh my god, maybe. I keep thinking, why isn't Flipheal doing Trinex? And I keep remembering, oh yeah, this fire rod is dumb. But he's about to find it, so then he's going to go to Turtle Rock.
I think somebody got the Desert Big Chest, didn't they?
Yeah. Fred got it. Because the Desert Palace Big Key is in the the Ice Palace entrance.
No, but the
Desert
Big Chest.
Yeah, Desert Big Chest had nothing. I think it was a Skullwood Small. Nothing important. Nothing we really need.
Yeah.
So now Flipheal does Trinex, right?
And discovers the Swamp Small.
Yeah, that's what I'm expecting.
I'm still hoping for that Castle Tower Aga climb. I mean, we've got the magic powder. We got some boots. We got both keys.
Well, if you're hoping for it, then I'm pretty sure both Flipheal and Fred Coughlin are both gonna bottleneck to it. I don't think anybody's gonna do that by choice.
That's fair.
I'm just expecting Swamp Palace Small Key to be here, and then Eastern Palace Big Key will just be in Swamp Palace.
Eastern Palace Big Key. I mean,
yeah, because it's logically a pedestal seed, so it's got to be somewhere.
That's true. Well, then it wouldn't be in Swamp Palace because you would need the TR key from Ped to complete Trinex.
No, if it's on the, if it's not on Trinex, if it's on the Firelock side in the front, then no, that's not key locked.
I believe earlier I stated very clearly how key logic is extremely difficult for me to follow.
Well, I mean, you could just. It depends on where the Turtle Rock main entrance is. If it's blocked off by if it's an exit that leads to a one-way connector, like say Desert Palace East, then yeah, you'll need some keys in order to get there. But if it's just out in the open, if you can just walk in the front entrance, yeah, you don't need any keys to get those checks. Just a Samaria and a Fire Rod will all be necessary. That's the interesting thing about Crosskeys is that the key logic does change sometimes for multi-entrance dungeons just based on where they can be.
And that is a credit to the modding community. I just more power to them.
It's cool.
Well, it's fun when I explain to the average person that oh hey, I'm commentating on this race, and they're like, well, that doesn't make any sense. Zelda's a video game. And I break it all down for them. And anytime they ever ask the how question, I'm like, whoa. That's not my... I have no earthly idea.
I'm just telling you what's happening, not how.
I don't know how my car works. I just drive it places.
And, yep. Okay. I believe that is go for Flipheal, who's also just located the Desert Big.
It is, but I don't see him going to deal with that.
Well, he's got to do Desert.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, because that's obviously not Lambo. That is Moldorm that I'm looking at.
Yeah.
That it's...
Taking care of Swamp Palace first. And Fred is going to get this Ice Rod. Just don't think he's going to make it in time.
Well, I don't think there's anything that's going to drive him towards going back to Eastern.
No, we don't need that big key. It's Eastern Pod, yeah. Never getting done. Never needs to get done. He just needs to get the ice.
What was in the pod big chest then?
Castle Tower Small Key.
Oh, that's right. Never mind. You're right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We'll just need to get the Ice Rod from the climb, go do Trinex, hit your Swamp Small, and then finish the video game.
Oh, this is new this year. That trick that Flipheal just pulled, correct?
Yes, that is.
And what is that trick called?
That is called Specky Clip. Although I think Spec Shot would have been a better name, and I'll die on this hill. It is kind of disrupted the community a little bit, but I think it's generally accepted that everyone likes it. It circumvents the need for the hammer in Swamp Palace.
Gotcha. And we're never going to get to know what is in any of these because Flipheal is well aware that he is currently in go mode.
Yeah. I'm assuming Eastern Palace Big Key is in here. Just an assumption. just based off what's on pedestal. I mean, it has to be somewhere.
So why would we need the 4th Turtle Rock key for logic's sake?
So the game assumes you spend your keys in the worst way possible.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So let's say you have all 4. Let's say you have 3 Turtle Rock keys, right? And you just happen to open up every single door that's not the entrance to Trinex, right?
Mm-hmm.
You will need a 4th key to get into that. But
Gotcha.
if you don't, if you navigate the dungeon in such a way that you don't spend all of those keys, you don't need all 4 keys necessarily. Now, for something like a regular key sanity seed, where you traverse Turtle Rock in the regular way, you would need 3 because you could steal the key from the hopper there, right? But then you're isolating lava chest, right? But then you'll need a 4th key for that lava chest, which is why that is a 4-key locked check.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a fail safe. The key logic is a fail safe to make sure you can get through the game without soft locking yourself.
Right.
I mean, obviously, most of the time you're not going to do most of this intentionally. You're not going to spend your keys superfluously like that, unless you're just trying to be cheeky, right? But there are times when you need all 4 of those keys for things. Alright, this will be the last boss for Flipheal before Ganon.
And it'll give him the silver arrows needed to take Ganon down. Because there's no other way to defeat Ganon.
Nah. The only way to do it, right?
Only way to skip him telling me where they are, at least.
There have been a few times when I've gotten to Ganon without a bow. He goes, "You have no bow, dingus."
Interesting.
Yeah. There was that one time I tried to do Ganon without fire. I felt like such a dingus.
You know, I often question what it would take for GT entrance to be required to beat a seed.
I've had that happen before. So while Flipheal's doing Ganon, I'll tell you how. If let's say Ganon, it's very simple. Let's say Ganon is at Lumberjack, right? Castle Tower could be locked at GT behind all 7 crystals, and then you'll need that.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah. There have been some Crosskey seeds. It's very rare, but you know the barrier in front of the rampart middle section of Hyrule Castle where Castle Tower normally is?
So that was what I was thinking. It would be,
yeah.
It would have to be, because then all 3 swords would have to be behind, besides one sword, would have to be behind GT entrance.
No, and here's what happens. If you happen to finish Castle Tower, if you beat Aga 1, that portal, that barrier disappears. And that can be considered the logical way to advance yourself in a Crosskey seed. However, with a brilliantly brief Ganon's fight, Flipheal finishes Ganon and will come in first place for this race at 2:06:40, the official time. And Fred is about to get his Swamp Palace small key, and will not be far behind, but will take second place.
Let's get your GGs in chat for Flipheal. This has been an excellent seed. Just enough chaos to make everybody happy. Do you know if Fred is one of those keeps the race room open kind of people?
Yeah, he is. Well, I don't know if that was Flipheal. Never mind. I don't know, but regardless, this will not be very long. Flipheal will be joining us for interviews. Says he will be on shortly.
Excellent, excellent. So while this has been my first time doing this kind of commentary stuff, I would like again to throw out there that anybody listening right now, anybody watching this stream, they could always use volunteers. Days Cloud and Week 1 said, hey, I'd be remiss if I didn't at least ask for volunteers. And that's what got me in this spot 3 weeks later.
I hope you opt to do more because I had a good time with you.
Well, thank you. When I can and will. And when I can't, I probably won't. I would like to say I won't, but I mean, who needs family and friends?
I do. I love my family and friends. You keep your mouth shut.
I'm just saying, Rando.
Rando. Speaking of Rando, hi Flipheal. Good game to you.
GG's.
Busy day for you, huh?
Hey, GG. Yeah, this is actually game 4 in the past 2 days.
Yeah. Like I was mentioning earlier how I was literally watching you on another stream just prior to this. So yeah, way to pull it together, having 2 consecutive races. Like I was seed bleeding doing commentary for this for another race I comped earlier in the day, so I can only imagine how tough it was for you to keep everything together there. But
yeah, thankfully Crosskeys is different from Kaz Boots. Although at one point I did think, is the ice rod on Highley Island? I was like, oh no, that was another seed.
Well,
so I think.
Go ahead.
Okay, I was going to talk about the Moon Pearl you pulled out of GT because the start of the seed was so wild because it gave you a mirror and like a dozen connectors all concentrated in Kakariko. And what put you ahead and kind of kept you ahead for most of the game there is like you just happened to pick the correct one that led you to the hammer. And of like all 7 of those.
Yeah, it's crazy too because I felt good about the hammer right away, but then now thinking about it, it led to the pearl, but yeah, it led to just the pearl. So I was like, it's probably not too hard to get to this, and then I dodged the hook forever, so I was a little worried. But yeah, I guess Fred got to that really late, and that just set him back
in a very convoluted way. Ended up having to go through several ways to get to the Hyrule Castle West exit, which puts you at Turtle Rock, and then mirror to get to Skullwoods that way. So that was a very complicated way of getting there. Where for you it was just, I'll just take this random connector and oops, here's the hammer. And yeah, that Moon Pearl being where it was, probably is what you were probably thinking about. Where's this hook shot? So
yeah.
Eastern Palace being a specter there, like, was that something that was on your mind?
A little bit. So, obviously I don't really like to dip Eastern right away, but with the mirror, I was like, okay, maybe in like 20, 30 minutes, I'll come back. But I was trying to find a connector that got me to, like Bumper Cave or something, so I could like do Village into that.
Yeah. And
then it took forever, and then I finally got one, but then I goofed and left my portal in a stupid spot next to Pod.
Yes,
so I was like, all right, well, now that that's done, I'll just go to Eastern now. And then I still hadn't done the Old Man save and quit, or the actually going through that, which thankfully was how I finally got to the mountain. But
yeah,
and there was such weird other stuff too. Like the only thing I got out of ice was that early mushroom. So I was like, oh, I should probably hand this in just in case I find Potion Shop. Then I knew where it was, and I was like, okay, well, now I should hand it in before I find a connector that leads me there. And then I found one anyway, but then hadn't handed in. So I was like, okay, then I'll YOLO Bumper Cave. And it's just, it was, the beginning of this was ridiculous.
Yeah, like, it is very easy to get lost in the sea of connections here. It's like, this is kind of like a Crosskey seed that people who don't like Crosskeys will tell you why they don't like Crosskeys.
Very much
It's
so.
it's a kind of a boogeyman kind of seed here. And Ganon goes down for Fred here, who will cross the threshold over the bridge and finish with a race time, official time, 2:12:39. So good game to Fred. Close. Very very good race. It got pretty close towards the end there. Wait for him to come in and talk about it. See, I don't know if he's gonna come in and do interviews. We'll see in a minute.
So, Flipheal, of all the Crosskeys that you've ran, has there been an instance where you've had all 3 starting points be vanilla?
I forgot about that little point.
Wait, what was that again? What about the starting points?
Have you had a Crosskeys seed ever give you all 3 of your starting points being vanilla?
Oh wow. I don't know actually.
Well,
Definitely probably had 2 of them, but all 3, yeah.
Well,
Wow.
you just had one.
You can answer that as yes from here moving forward.
Yeah, vanilla sank. Obviously, Link's house is going to stay where it is, and the mountain cave was just planted firmly right on Death Mountain.
Yeah, I guess the other thing about this seed, which was kind of scary and I was worried about, was so basically, you know, I'd done Pod and GT kind of early, so I had the Pearl and the Flippers. So I was like, I probably could have went back to them sooner, but I was like, you know, hopefully I can find something like a Bow or a GT Big to, you know, to make it better. So then at first it was like basically a wash because GT was empty, and then, you know, Pod had the boots, which I could have just had with another key, so that felt pretty bad, but and then getting the big key right after GT, but I mean the end kind of just fell into place thankfully, because flying for the ice rod, and then thankfully I checked those so I knew there were a couple still outstanding single entrance caves. I think I had like 2 singles and a double. So if I didn't check the 2 on the way to Turtle Rock, I might have just like gotten hecked up there, but I probably wouldn't have went back to that soon.
It turns out you didn't actually need that bow for anything except for putting flippers into logic.
Technically needed it for the climb, but I guess I could have mimic clipped that too.
Technically for the logically required, but not practically required, much like pedestal.
Yeah, nice Turtle Rock small.
Yeah. Eastern Palace big key still at large, probably just in Swamp Palace. But yeah, not much else to say. Like a climb for the ice rod, your stereotypical fire rod just sitting in Ice Palace. You know,
lots of swords in GT.
Lots of swords, all like 3 of them in GT.
Yeah, and then like Ice Palace was so sketchy from the beginning. When I finally found it, because I found it, whatever. But you know, sword and bombos, you're always like, okay, what's in here? And then it just happened I needed to have the glove too. But
yeah, I think that we were just commentating when it happened, because you pulled that sword out of the hook locked side of GT, so it still wasn't in logic when you went in. But you defined. We were wondering what was going to get us into Ice Palace, and it turns out that just needed to go further into GT for. Need to go to Eastern Palace for that hook shot and just pull more swords out of GT, I guess. Yeah, there was some pretty nasty items in this, like the very late GT big key on the purple chest.
Good old purple chest, yeah.
Yeah, the mitts being on Catfish, the flute being on Zora. That's really hard. Like it's that stinks, especially because like getting back to Zora without the flute is just. So it was either get it via Catfish or not at all. Unfortunately, you did get that route. Looks like Fred Coughlin has decided to opt out for interviews today, so it's just going to be Flipheal talking with us today. So if you want to ask Fred Coughlin about any questions here. Just don't forget, just give our racers here a little follow Rooney, and you can go ask them for yourself in your chat if you'd like. And Flipheal does a lot of races. Very, very good. Very, very busy, apparently.
Like,
Yeah,
do a lot of races.
I was low key hoping not to lose this, just because, like, you know, it's okay to lose here and there. But if I lost all four, because I lost both of mine yesterday, so I was like, if I lose 4 in a row, I'm just gonna like wallow in sadness.
Been there, man.
Yeah.
Been there. Especially like when you're like restreamed the same twice in one day, and yeah, dudes in like 7 tournaments this season. So
the summer's just always popping. There's always something going on.
Oh yeah, it's hot. It's hot rando action. So yeah, give them both a follow. They'll appreciate it, and yeah, keep checking them out. All right.
Yeah, I guess without Fred here, I really don't have anything else to say about the seeds. So I wasn't expecting both my races, to be restreamed today. So thanks for the comms, thanks for the tracking, restream, all that stuff.
Yeah, you bet. Forge, you got anything else to say, Forge?
No. You've really covered most of the questions. Finding those flippers in pod really gave you the last bit of access that you needed until Boots were found. You've had pretty much every entrance really early on open to you. And I gotta say GG. That's all I got left.
Well, sounds like it's my cue then.
Yep.
All right. Well, Flip, thank you for a great race. Same to Fred. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you to Eek here for helping me track. And thank you to chat for coming out. I'm going to send this over to the otters so we can all get out of here. Have a good night, everyone, and we'll see you next time.